world of finance, there are stories that captivate, stories that shock, and stories that haunt. But the rise and fall of one man, Sam Bankman-Fried, has captured the attention of millions. This is not just the story of one man's ambition. It's the tale of a global empire that promised to revolutionize finance, only to crumble in a scandal that no one saw coming. Sam Bankman-Fried, a young genius in the world of cryptocurrency, seemed to have it all. A smile that could charm investors, a mind that could calculate risks like no other, and a dream to change the world. But where did it all begin? How did this MIT graduate with a passion for effective altruism build an empire that would soon shatter with the weight of billions? To understand Sam's rise and fall, we must start at the very beginning, in the heart of Silicon Valley, where tech titans are born and big ideas are molded. This is where Sam's story began, where a few bold moves would lead to the creation of FTX, and where everything would eventually collapse. Sam was born in 1992 in California. The son of two law professors at Stanford, his childhood was anything but ordinary. Surrounded by academics, Sam grew up with a love for numbers and problem solving. By the time he was a teenager, his mind was already sharp, analyzing complex problems with ease. It was at MIT, one of the most prestigious universities in the world, where Sam's true potential began to shine. While most of his peers focused on traditional paths, Sam was drawn to the emerging world of cryptocurrency. It was the perfect storm for a young, brilliant mind looking for a challenge, a field full of uncertainty and opportunity, where a single idea could change the financial landscape forever. Sam's fascination with crypto led him to an internship at a trading firm, where he quickly realized the vast potential of digital currencies. But more importantly, he saw the flaws. The market was volatile, unregulated, and full of loopholes. A chance to build something better was right there in front of him, and he knew he had to seize it. In 2019, Sam took a leap of faith. With little more than his knowledge of crypto and a burning desire to disrupt the industry, he founded FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange aimed at solving the problems he had noticed. FTX was born out of a simple yet powerful idea: to create a more user-friendly, secure platform for crypto traders. It quickly gained attention, but Sam's vision didn't stop there. He wanted to offer something no other exchange had: the promise of better security, transparency, and innovation. With a small team, Sam began to innovate. From tokenized stocks to a new futures trading model, FTX became known for its cutting-edge technology, and it didn't take long before the world began to notice. But in the crypto world, success comes fast, and so does the pressure. By 2021, FTX was a rising star. It had quickly become one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. Sam's face appeared everywhere, on magazine covers, in news segments, and in the front rows of global events. The company had raised billions of dollars in funding, attracting investors and celebrities alike. FTX was more than just an exchange. It became a symbol of the future. From sponsoring major sports teams to signing high-profile partnerships with stars like Tom Brady and Stephen Curry, the world believed Sam Bankman-Fried could do no wrong. But as quickly as FTX rose, it also faced mounting pressure. With success came expectations, and with expectations came risks. Sam's ability to maintain control over his rapidly growing empire would soon be put to the ultimate test. It was in 2022 when the first cracks began to appear. Rumors started to spread, whispers about FTX's ties to its sister company, Alameda Research. People began asking questions. Was FTX really as secure as it claimed? Was there something darker hiding beneath the surface? Sam had always positioned himself as a transparent leader, but when the crypto community began to dig deeper, they uncovered unsettling truths. FTX had become intertwined with Alameda, with both companies controlled by Sam. And worse, there were growing concerns that customer funds were being used to cover risky investments made by Alameda. Despite the warnings, Sam dismissed the concerns, reassuring the public that everything was under control. But the reality was far more complicated. In early November 2022, everything began to unravel. Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, announced it was pulling out of a potential acquisition deal with FTX. This was the beginning of the end. The news spread like wildfire. Investors began to panic, and millions of dollars in withdrawals flooded FTX. The once unshakable empire was now in free fall. Sam's carefully crafted image was beginning to crack. The financial world held its breath, waiting to see how Sam would respond. But the truth was more terrifying than anyone could imagine. On November 11, 2022, FTX filed for bankruptcy. Sam Bankman-Fried, once a billionaire, was now facing a full-blown financial catastrophe. The fallout was swift and unforgiving. Within days, it became clear billions of dollars in customer funds had vanished. Money that was supposed to be safe had been misused, with no explanation of where it had gone. FTX was not just another failed business. It was a scandal of epic proportions. The bankruptcy wasn't just a financial failure. It was a personal betrayal to every individual who trusted Sam and FTX with their hard-earned money. As the world reeled from the news, news. Sam Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas. The charges were serious: fraud, money laundering, and violating campaign finance laws, among others. The once celebrated crypto mogul was now the subject of an international manhunt. But what happened to Sam? Was he a mastermind behind a vast financial conspiracy, or was he simply an arrogant young man who made mistakes too big to ignore? Investigations began immediately. The scale of the fraud was unimaginable. As authorities pieced together the events leading to FTX's downfall, a chilling pattern emerged. FTX had been running a shadow operation, with customer funds being funneled into risky ventures and used to cover up losses at Alameda. As authorities pieced together the events leading to FTX's downfall, a chilling pattern emerged. FTX had been running a shadow operation, with customer funds being funneled into risky ventures and used to cover up losses at Alameda Research. The question was no longer just about bad decisions. This was about deliberate deception on an unprecedented scale. The scale of the operation was staggering. Hundreds of millions, if not billions, had been misappropriated. As investigators dug deeper, the true scale of the fraud came into focus. And as they discovered the inner workings of FTX's operations, they began to realize just how much Sam had hidden from the world. FTX wasn't just a failed exchange. It was a web of lies, a complex network of companies, financial transactions, and shady dealings that had been hidden from the public eye. Sam Bankman-Fried had presented himself as a visionary, but the truth was much darker. FTX was supposed to be a beacon of transparency, but its internal workings were anything but clear. Sam and his team used their company's platform to hide risks, cover up bad decisions, and fuel Alameda Research's dangerous ventures, all while assuring investors everything was fine. Behind the scenes, the numbers didn't add up. FTX's massive growth was built on risky bets, unregulated trades, and the false belief that its operations were flawless. But when reality finally hit, everything came crashing down. As news of FTX's collapse spread, the public's anger was palpable. Investors, many of whom were everyday people who had trusted Sam and his platform with their savings, felt betrayed. They had believed in the dream Sam had sold, but now they were left with nothing. The backlash wasn't just limited to those directly affected. Financial analysts, regulators, and even governments began questioning the entire cryptocurrency industry. If FTX, one of the largest exchanges in the world, could fail so spectacularly, what did that say about the future of digital currencies? The collapse of FTX wasn't just about one company. It was about trust in crypto, in finance, and in the very systems that were supposed to protect investors. And with that trust shattered, the future of the entire industry hung in the balance. The damage done by FTX's collapse was staggering. Billions of dollars in customer funds were gone. A once thriving company was now a ghost, and the people who had trusted it were left to pick up the pieces of their shattered financial futures. The true extent of the damage went far beyond the financial losses. People's livelihoods, their savings, and their trust in the financial system had been taken away in the blink of an eye. For many, this was more than just a business failure. It was a personal betrayal. For Sam, the consequences of his actions were just beginning. Once a billionaire with the world at his feet, he was now facing a series of criminal charges: fraud, money laundering, and violations of campaign finance laws. The charges were severe. Sam's trial would become a spectacle. With the world watching, the question wasn't just about his guilt or innocence. It was about the true story behind FTX's rise and fall, and whether Sam Bankman-Fried would take the fall for a larger conspiracy, or whether he would stand alone as the mastermind of one of the greatest financial frauds in modern history. As the legal battle unfolded, more details about Sam's role in the FTX collapse came to light. The defense tried to paint him as someone who simply got caught up in overzealous ambition, but the prosecution wasn't buying it. They argued that Sam had knowingly missed investors, employees, and regulators, all in the pursuit of power and wealth. The courtroom became a battleground for financial experts, lawyers, and media. The world wanted answers, and Sam was at the center of it all. But would he face justice for the lives and fortunes that were destroyed by his actions? As Sam's trial continued, the fallout from FTX's collapse began to spread throughout the entire cryptocurrency industry. Investors were pulling their money out, exchanges were struggling, and regulators were stepping in to impose new rules. The trust that crypto had once built was rapidly disintegrating. FTX's failure sent shockwaves through the digital currency world, causing many to question the legitimacy of an entire market. Was cryptocurrency really the future of finance, or was it just a dangerous gamble? Investigators were digging deeper into Sam's personal life, searching for any clues that could explain how he managed to deceive so many for so long. They examined his communications, his financial dealings, and his relationships with key players in the crypto world. The more they uncovered, the more chilling the story became. Was Sam the sole architect of the FTX scandal, or were there others involved in this web of lies? For FTX's customers, the aftermath was devastating. Many had invested invested their savings in what they thought was a secure platform. But when the company went under, so did their financial futures. Lives were ruined, dreams shattered, and the future of many was uncertain. Some were left with nothing, while others were forced to fight for what little they could recover from the wreckage. The legal battles that followed would drag on for years, but for many, the damage was irreparable. Once celebrated as a hero of the crypto revolution, Sam Bankman-Fried was now a symbol of greed and deceit. His public image was in tatters, with critics accusing him of being no more than a con artist with a gift for manipulation. The same people who had once hailed him as a genius were now turning their backs on him. His name had become synonymous with financial fraud, and no amount of charm could change that. In the wake of FTX's collapse, calls for reform in the cryptocurrency industry grew louder. Governments, regulators, and financial experts began pushing for stricter oversight, aiming to prevent another catastrophe like FTX from happening again. The crypto world was no longer seen as the Wild West of finance. It was now viewed as a dangerous and unpredictable market that needed to be reined in before more people lost their fortunes. Despite the push for reform, the damage had already been done. FTX's collapse left a deep scar on the cryptocurrency industry. Investors were hesitant, wary of another massive failure. Crypto, once viewed as the future of finance, now carried a stigma of instability and risk. The market was never quite the same. While cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum still held strong, many smaller tokens struggled to regain trust. The collapse of FTX was a warning to all who were involved in the space, that even the most trusted names could fall from grace in an instant. As the trial against Sam Bankman-Fried began in earnest, the legal troubles intensified. With more charges coming to light, it was clear that he faced a long, uphill battle. He was accused not only of defrauding investors, but also of using his connections to manipulate political donations, all in an effort to maintain his empire of lies. Sam's defense team fought hard to portray him as a man who had simply made bad decisions in an ambitious but ultimately flawed venture. But the evidence painted a different picture, one of calculated fraud and a deliberate effort to deceive those who trusted him. The public's perception of Sam Bankman-Fried changed drastically. No longer the charismatic founder of a rising empire, he became a cautionary tale of greed and deception. Once praised for his charitable work and the promise of revolutionizing finance, he was now seen as the face of corporate fraud. On social media, people shared stories of how they had been lured in by Sam's promises. Investors who had lost everything began to speak out, exposing the true cost of his lies. The internet, once filled with admiration for the crypto genius, was now a place for outrage and disbelief. The collapse of FTX also had a profound impact on the broader crypto community. While some saw it as a temporary setback, many investors were now questioning the legitimacy of the industry as a whole. Blockchain technology, once hailed as a revolutionary tool for decentralized finance, now felt like part of a dangerous game of speculation. In many ways, FTX's fall served as a wake-up call to both crypto enthusiasts and skeptics alike. It highlighted the dangers of an unregulated market where even the largest players could fail without warning. Trust in the system was shattered, and rebuilding it would take years. After months of legal battles, the day finally came for Sam Bankman-Fried's sentencing. The judge handed down a lengthy sentence, reflecting the severity of his crimes. The media broadcasted the moment, with the world watching as Sam was escorted away to begin his prison sentence. Sam's fall from grace had been swift and brutal. Once one of the youngest billionaires in the world, now he was facing years behind bars. His reputation was irreparably tarnished, and his role in the collapse of FTX would be remembered as one of the largest financial frauds of the 21st century. For the victims of FTX's collapse, the road to recovery was long and uncertain. Many had invested their life savings, believing they were part of a revolutionary new financial system. Now they were left with nothing but legal battles and empty promises. Some investors tried to take legal action, but many realized they were unlikely to recover what they had lost. The lawsuits were lengthy, and the chances of seeing any substantial return were slim. For many, the FTX scandal had been a devastating lesson in the dangers of high-risk investments. The rise and fall of Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX stands as a powerful reminder of the risks inherent in unregulated markets. It's a story of ambition, deception, and the devastating consequences of unchecked power. But it's also a story of hope. Hope that, despite the losses, the crypto world will eventually rebuild itself. That the lessons learned from FTX's downfall will lead to stronger regulations, better protections for investors, and ultimately, a more transparent and secure digital financial system. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay informed and stay cautious, because the world of finance is more unpredictable than ever.